Wesley Church. I'm Martha Ingold, Chair of the Staff Parish Relations Committee.
And I'm Ty Sudamick, Chair of the Administrative Council. And we're here to share how thankful we are of our staff at Wesley Church. You know, our staff are excellent people and they do great work, but I'm not sure you know how amazing they've been during this COVID pandemic and how hard they've been working for you to keep you connected to each other and to God.
It's true. While we haven't seen a lot of each other like we did before the pandemic started, Wesley staff have found creative ways to do their jobs and support the church's ministry from home and online. They have been faithful on your behalf to keep Wesley running smoothly, even during rough times.
Our pastors, Sarah, Justin, Sally, have been loving Wesley with all their heart, soul, mind, and strength, bringing you hope and encouragement during this troubled time. Online Sunday sermons and daily devotions have become a Wesley staple as they deliver love right to your living room every single day, including Saturday music specials coordinated by Brenna Martin. Pastor Sally has coordinated a terrific group of congregational caregivers who make regular calls, visits, send notes, and check on the most vulnerable and lonely among us.
Our worship staff, Sarah, Justin, Brenna, Matt, and Kathy, have learned a whole new language during COVID-19, online video. They really moved quickly back in March to figure out how to produce a worship service that included all the regular elements of both traditional and contemporary worship, and to create services you could not only watch on screen, but participate in. It's not as easy as you might think, and we are still improving. They are all using equipment they had no experience with before. Choosing music has been particularly challenging as the rules for streaming performances online are completely different from the rules about in-house worship. Every service we design now takes several meetings to coordinate and plan, about 20 hours a week to record all the parts, and another 10 to 15 to edit the video. In addition, Brenna has worked to coordinate guest organists and to hire a new organist for Wesley starting in January. We did plan 2 outdoor worship services, which took an amazing amount of setup and coordination, but they went really well, and we were so happy to see your smiling faces again.
And our program staff, Sarah, Justin, Kelsey, Kathy, Brenna, and Liz, have had to start all over figuring out how to bring people together for fun, spiritual, educational events without endangering anybody's health. Now, they used to work independently, each director and staff person planning their own activities, but now they work as a team, meeting monthly or more often to plan a variety of events that are outside, online, and around town. Some can be done alone, others require teamwork, some are silly, and others are serious. But all of them bring the Wesley family together every single Wednesday evening for Paint the Town Wesley. And if you haven't been painting the town with us, we invite you to join us on any Wednesday at 6 p.m. And it's not too late to start. We are having a ton of fun.
Our Surge youth group, Kelsey and Brenna, have been very active during the pandemic with weekly bonfires of belonging, Bible studies, and a study of racism with Normal First UMC. Youth Cabinet really showed leadership during some of our Paint the Town Wesley events and made things run smoothly. 2 of our staff members, Brenna and Kelsey, combined their efforts midway through the season, since both work with the same group of students to support relationships and lift up leaders, Youth Cabinet and adult leaders both.
And our children's ministries have continued to meet actively and keep our kids connected. From Palm Sunday and Easter to Pentecost to Advent, Kathy Pritz has assembled personal activity kits for every child in every family, including families who didn't participate regularly before COVID, but have become part of the Wesley family since. Now, Miss Kathy has made countless trips around town, bringing Wesley love right to the homes of our children, as well as to the neighborhood families. She has continued the Sunday school ministry to our Wesley kids, gathering by Zoom on Sundays after worship to keep them growing in faith. Now, we've offered at least as many small group studies during COVID as we would have during normal times, growing deeper spiritually and socially as we studied hope, raising white kids. So you want to talk about race? Which way, Lord? More parables, the art of neighboring, in our current study, Incarnation.
Support staff, Myrna, Jody, Molly, and Colleen, have had a particularly challenging season, especially when our bishop asked us to work from home as much as possible. But our support staff have made it work, hooking up internet, bringing home laptops, completing projects in their home offices in order to keep you safe and keep things moving. You'd be amazed at the amount of work they've accomplished. Giving statements, charge conference reports, membership updates, not to mention big mailings for congregational updates, special initiatives like the Love Our Neighbor series, stewardship packets, and Advent invitations. Especially challenging was the departure of our Director of Communications in May, which added several hours and new skill sets to everyone's plate. We've been keeping the congregation connected through the Friday Alive, the website, and bulletin announcements, in addition to special email blasts when needed. We are really looking forward to the hiring of a new Director of Communications and watching this ministry grow.
Our custodial staff, Keith, Matthew, JR, did get a little bit of a breather early on in the pandemic as we were trying to keep everyone safe at home. The building was checked and disinfected daily, but there weren't as many messes to clean up. By the time we began resuming activity in the building this past summer, our custodial staff was back on schedule and on task, not only keeping the building safe and clean for you, but getting some additional projects done that they couldn't do when everybody was swarming the building, like carpet cleaning, painting, and repairs.
Staff have been particularly thankful for the diligence of Myrna Simpson and James Ingold, who procured for Wesley Church 2 forgivable loans, the Payroll Protection Plan and the Illinois Great Rivers Conference Ministries, to protect our staff and church financial health through the first part of the pandemic. We're thankful for your faithful generosity in 2020 and count on your ongoing partnership in 2021.
And there's no doubt it's been a long year and it hasn't been easy. Everyone on staff longs for the time they can just be back in the building where the systems are set up to work more efficiently. But your Wesley staff has been proud to be part of flattening the curve, and we all celebrate the fact that, to our knowledge, not one person has been infected with COVID-19 by being in the building. That has always been our top priority, the health and safety of our congregation.
But productivity and ongoing ministry is a close second. And we think our staff has done a pretty good job there too. If we made a list of all the things our staff has accomplished since COVID-19 pandemic began, we'd be here all night. But what we can say, briefly and decisively, is that our Wesley staff, pastoral, program, support, and custodial, has been serving you faithfully throughout this time. Some have worked quite a bit more hours than they were paid for. Others have maintained a more reasonable balance. All have faced struggles as they learned new ways to work safely and frustrations as they experienced limitations. But they have done well, they have accomplished much, and they have prayed for you together twice every week and thanked God for your generosity, patience, and love.
And we do look forward to the time when we can all be back in the building together safely again. We all like it better that way. But until that time, thank you, Wesley, for being such a supportive, loving, and faithful church. And thank you, Wesley staff, for all you do for us. For Martha and myself, on behalf of your church leaders, we wish you a safe and happy holiday.